Father Song took the wooden box and was extremely excited. Immediately, he leaned down amidst everyone's stunned mouth. His forehead hit the ground directly. With the palms of his hands facing up and the backs of his hands on the ground, he said piously, "Thank you, Mr. Wade, for giving this opportunity. Mr. Wade's kindness, Song has no retribution, and hereby swears to the nine heavens God that he will do his utmost to be loyal to Mr. Wade for the rest of his life." The scene was shocked. If you hadn't seen it with your own eyes, who could believe that Elder Song would kneel and kowtow to a young man and say such pious words? The most incomprehensible is Roger. He felt that this old thing must be old and confused, or his brain was slapped. Otherwise, how could he kowtow to Charlie? Mr. Song's seniority is the most present today. Even though the Wu family is stronger than the Song family, the assets his father can control are still less than Mr. Song. Not to mention Mr. Song is still an elder. Looking at other guests, although many of them are ordinary second-rate families, they are at least with net worth of over 100 million. In the entire scene, there was only one real rag, and that rag was Charlie. However, Mr. Song just knelt down for this smelly pauper and knocked his head. Why? Charlie is a bullshit? Why did Mr. Song kowtow to Charlie so low? In other words, the head is knocked. Doesn't it mean that the granddaughter can also give it away? Thinking of this, Roger felt very depressed in his heart. If Charlie's prestige is not extinguished, maybe Father Song would be willing to put Warnya on him as a junior. So, he gritted his teeth and blurted out, "Grandpa Song. How can you believe this kind of stinky silk?" His dolly pill was bought by a barefoot doctor on the side of the road. The box is 5, and dolly pill may be the most unhealthy. It's only 10, you can't be fooled by him. Otherwise, it doesn't matter if you are deceived. If you eat badly, you will be in trouble. Father Song glared at Roger, and said coldly, "Mr. Wu, although you are a guest of my Song family, Mr. Wade is an old benefactor, and he has a life-saving and recreation grace for the old. If you dare to show Mr. Wade again if you want to be presumptuous, don't blame the old man for being rude." Roger was anxious and blurted out, "Grandpa Song, are you always confused? You believe in such a liar?" Warnya stood up at this time and scolded angrily, "Roger, please be careful when you speak. Don't be too presumptuous." Roger frowned and asked Warnya, "Grandpa Song is always confused, are you also confused? This kind of rubbish pill, besides deceiving the demented elderly, can it be useful? You also studied in the world's top university in the United States. A high-achieving student, do you believe the bullshit Charlie said?" "Of course I believe it." Warnya said without hesitation, "I will never doubt what Mr. Wade said." "It's you. If you deliberately target Mr. Wade and insinuate my grandpa, I'll let people drive you out." "You." Roger was about to collapse. "What number is this? A powerful pill, crippled you grandparent and grandchildren? You give me this shit, I don't even bother to take a look. Why do you still treat this thing as treasure? If IFC King give a pair of 3 or 4 billion, Mr. Song would say just thank you. When someone gave him a strong pill, Mr. Song would kneel down for him? Damn, if you want to calculate by value, Mr. Song has to kneel for him." He said indignantly, "Come here, let's let the people present judge. What is the value of this dolly pill? Will it be more precious than the moon spring picture scroll I sent? Why is your Song family so polite to this rag? Don't respect me at all?" Seeing that his son gave such an expensive gift, Ragnar was even insulted. He really couldn't see it. He stood up, snorted angrily, and said, "Uncle Song, although your Song family is the largest family in Orus Hill, you can't wantonly insult my Wu family? Why can someone send a piece of rubbish? You humbly bow. My son gave the Yue Quan picture scroll, but he still has to be treated indifferently by you? Today, if you don't tell me why, then I can only think that your Song family deliberately targeted our Wu family." Father Song held the rejuvenating pill in his hand and shouted sternly, "Ragnar, you are still the son of Wu's family, but you are blindfolded and sitting on the well. Do you really think this pill is rubbish? I tell you, if you know the effect of this pill, you will kneel in front of Mr. Wade and beg Mr. Wade to give you one. Ragnar said coldly. Me? What a joke. I'm less than 60 years old this year. Do you think I'm as confused as you? Charlie looked at Ragnar with a resolute and somewhat sarcasm expression, smiled slightly, and said to Mr. Song. Mr. Song, if someone can't talk about ice, insects that can't live in winter, won't believe that there is ice in the world. People who have experienced miracles will not believe that there is a God in this world. Speaking of this, Charlie smiled playfully, and said calmly, in this case, you might as well take this pill in public, so that these people can see the good fortune of this rejuvenation pill.